Hello, my lovelies. Aries, this is going to be your 2 month reading. So, we're going to do the month of July. We're already a week in, and we're going to do all the way through to the end of August. We're going to get caught up that way. Have you guys a pretty long, lengthy message. So, hopefully, that works out for everybody. And I've got quite a bit of stuff we're going to cover. So, each one of the signs is going to get quite an in depth reading since we're going to do for the next 2 months for July and for August. So we're going to see what we have for our current situation. So I have the Zodiac Moon deck. We're going to see what we need to know for our current situation for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're unsure what your placements are, look up your birth chart. You can do that for free online. You just need your birthday, the place that you were born, and the time in order to find out where your placements are. Okay, we have Sun in Capricorn 10 status. Work diligently towards your goals. So this is telling us that we really do need to make sure that we are working hard on our goals and that we don't give up on those goals. I'm going to give you the full meaning in here so that we make sure we don't miss anything. All right, Sun in Capricorn. This is the card of ambition and status. So be optimistic and seek expert advice to attain your goals. Be practical and realistic at the same time. Build structures and firm foundations in life. A fresh direction, improved career prospects, or the opportunity to improve your status in general are taking shape. An authority figure or an expert has a bearing on current circumstances. A father, employer, or partner, either business or personal, will feature prominently in your circumstances. Considerations over a commitment or work contract may consume your energy at this time. A new job or the chance to advise or advance at your existing job or grow your own business could arise if you approach circumstances diligently and patiently. Pay attention to finances and business and work expectations and ensure that you are realistic, practical, and hardworking. Avoid agreeing to contracts or interpersonal agreements that will lead to a feeling of limitation or restriction. Try to avoid an agreement that could put you in a controlling environment. This is the ideal time to plant seeds that will provide security long into the future. Take the time to formulate long-term plans and work diligently towards a goal. If you find your circumstances are too limiting or controlling right now, it is important to find room to move. When you receive this card, you may be the one inclined to be controlling of your career, your environment, or even a relationship. If so, it's important to take a step back and to review your circumstances to ensure that you are still wholly aligned with what and who really makes your heart beat. So very important that we're making sure that we're in alignment with where we want to be or need to be, especially in work and relationships, and that we are working very hard towards our goals to improve our status, whether that is our financial status, our personal status, or just to achieve some sort of goal. That it's going to be very important that we keep going forward on those dreams and goals. Let's see what kind of obstacle we might have in the current months to come for July and for August. What do we need to know for Aries? All right, so fuck yeah, dance in the storm. So I feel like this is an indication that we also can't be completely stifled, that we need to be creative, we need to embrace change, that we also need to make sure that we are enjoying things in life, that we aren't all work and no play, or that we need some balance in our life, that's going to be super important. What kind of action do we need for the next 2 months? Action. What kind of action? Make waves, mermaid. So sirens, beautiful but deadly. So this is a card indicating that we need to try something new, that we do need to make waves, that we need to try new things. Maybe you need to actually move a little bit. We have dance and make waves. So I feel like dancing could actually be an outlet for some of you. Could also be that maybe you just need that carefree spirit and that sense of adventure again, and that childlike mentality to just enjoy things. Let's see what our potential outcome for that could be. What do we need to know? All right. So we have some sort of conflicts around us, or there could be some fierce competition. I feel like it could be an internal or an external struggle, and that we need to really kind of try and overcome those. That I feel like you will face challenges, but that you're smart enough to handle these things. And then we get a lot of emotional fulfillment coming in. So I feel like if you can just kind of step out of your comfort zone and try new things and keep plugging away towards your goals, that things will start to be way more successful for you and a lot more fulfilling. But it's almost like you have to try something new in order to get that fulfillment. Let's see what we have going on for love for the next 2 months for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so remember that you deserve love, and self acceptance is going to be very important for you going forward. That I feel like if you don't accept yourself, why should others, sort of thing. So I almost feel like you are not feeling worthy enough in the love department. So do some things to change that. Maybe you change up your daily routine. Maybe you go to sleep earlier. Maybe you work out at the gym. Maybe you're changing your eating habits. Maybe you're changing who you're actually around, that the energy needs to change. There could be a chance for reconciliation for some of you, and I feel like you are strong enough to weather whatever storm you're going through, the separation or the time apart or distance. But someone from your past could also be returning to your life, and that this is a chance for you to work things out should you want to. And it could happen very soon, within a month or less. We are reading for July and for August. So in that time frame, some things could definitely change, or some things clearly need to change. So decide what you want so that it can come to you now. You also need to let go of control issues. So sometimes we need to let spirit kind of take the lead and take control. So allow the situation to unfold naturally. What else do we need to know about love? Okay, so wedding rings. I do feel like for some of you, you have someone in mind. Maybe there's some sort of distance or separation from somebody. Maybe you haven't met this person yet. For others of you, I think you do know who this person is. And I also think that you're thinking about long-term commitment. So maybe you aren't quite there yet, but I feel like that could definitely change if the right person comes in. The dragonfly. So this is about adapting, changing, and overcoming things. That there might be some news that comes to light, especially where a reconciliation is concerned. And I think that that's kind of where things start to transform and change. We have the cameras. This is about reminiscing about the past, maybe a past person, past memories, but we have to let go of the past in some scenarios and just kind of try and move forward into the future. So it's time to learn from the past and make some new memories. For some of you, the relationship is over. There's no second chances, that it's time to let go of this situation, grow and transform your life. All right, let's see what we have for health. We're going to talk about more spiritual health than physical health in this one, but we're going to see what comes out. These all have to do with our chakras, so that could actually be affecting your physical health as well as your spiritual and mental health. So let's see what we have for our health. What do we need to know? I was called here on a mission, and I am going to give you guys the book meanings of these. I am fulfilled by love, and your sensitivity is a gift. So let's see what we have. I was called here on a mission. All right, I was called here on a mission. This is certainly not your first incarnation, and there's a good chance that it's not your last. Before you came into your body, your soul set the intention to remember the power of your spirit in this lifetime. It set the intention to bring in the light of source. That was your mission, to rest. The rest was left up to you, all the learning, all the experiences, and what you might do with them. But your life has great purpose, and when this card comes to you, the universe is reminding you of it. In fact, the card brings a boost of confidence. It shows that you are on the right path. Just by being who you truly are, you are a bright spark of light and goodness to other people. So stop getting yourself worried about specifics. Just express the power of your spirit in the most authentic way possible. Shine now, shine where you are, and express your gifts, and the rest will unfold. So your vibe is, I remember the power of my spirit, and remember why it is that you're actually here. Your next card, I am fulfilled by love. All right, I am fulfilled by love. When you pick this card, there's a good chance that you've experienced fear, separation, and heartache in this lifetime. Somewhere in your past, you've been made to feel that you have to fight to be loved or prove your worthiness to receive the acceptance of others. In the past, this has encouraged you to close off and shield yourself from possible hurt. For a long time, you've spent time and energy revisiting the old wounds in an effort to build yourself back up and to move forward into a new experience. You are now at a crucial point on your spiritual journey where you have realized that love isn't something that you have to work or search for, but your divine inheritance. You have recognized that it doesn't just come through relationships or external experiences, but is your natural state of being. Now you are realizing that fulfillment doesn't come through anything external either, but the recognition that you are a spark of magnificence from the heart of the universe. You are part of the bigger picture. You are love embodied. I am fulfilled by love because love is who I am. So some of these have daily affirmations in order to actually kind of start to feel this energy. And so this would be working with the higher chakras and the color magenta specifically with this card. So I feel like there is some sort of reconciliation that's coming, but I feel like you have to embody that physical energy of feeling that you are worthy of love and feeling the love. So whatever you're wanting to receive, you need to be willing to also give that to yourself first and then match that frequency. Your sensitivity is a gift. Let's see what we have for this one. There we go. You are a sensitive being. You may not recognize it, but ever since you were young, you've been developing a unique sense of awareness that allows you to feel how others feel, connect through emotion, and to let your own feelings flow. In every space you are in, you are perceiving energies beyond regular human perception. For many years, this has set you apart from others. You may have heard people tell you that you are too sensitive, and the overwhelm of how you feel has seemed like a curse. But your sensitivity is a gift, and through the feelings you have endured and the emotions that you have felt, you have come to understand your own unique needs. You know yourself and you've learned how to overcome huge challenges. Through this healing journey, you've uncovered the gifts that you were born to share. You would never be where you are or who you are without your sensitivity. Therefore, it is a true gift, and today the universe is inviting you to see this. My gifts are the gifts of my sensitivity. So if you're an empath like I am, then you feel these things. And sometimes it is very overwhelming. Sometimes it's very difficult to navigate through these emotions, especially if you're picking up other people's emotions. So sometimes we have to disconnect from, everything around us, and we have to take some time to figure out and check in with ourselves and figure out, is this our emotions that we're feeling, or are these other people's emotions? But remember that being sensitive to other people's needs is very much a spiritual gift, and not everybody has that ability to feel that. So if you are super sensitive to other people's energy, know that it is a spiritual gift and that it's something that you can learn to use, and it's definitely something that can help you along your journey in life. Okay, let's see what we have going on for our wealth for the next 2 months. What do we need to know? We got 3 or 4 cards. Okay, so we're overcoming some sort of heartbreak. This could be something that maybe didn't pan out in the wealth department or finances and career. So I feel like we're in a state of recovery. But we definitely have some improvements that are coming, especially where it's going to balance things out. So this could be more money coming, could be a new job opportunity, but something that helps to restore the balance. So you may be pinching pennies right now, feel like you're hoarding resources out of fear. We need to shift our perspective. And even if things are very challenging right now, know that a little bit, definitely saving over time will add up. But we're very guarded, especially when it comes to our finances. So I feel like we need to be cautious with the choices that we're making when it concerns our wealth and abundance in the next 2 months. So make wise decisions. Don't do anything that you feel like is going to be detrimental to your financial needs at this time. And that we need to slowly learn to trust people, but we don't want to be hoarding resources, that we want to try and find the balance, especially where our money's related. Okay, let's see what we have for destiny. What is the destiny that's coming in the next 2 months? What do we need to know? The Emperor in reverse. So in reverse, it's not the greatest of energy. It's definitely something where you could be dealing with a tyrant. You could be dealing with an authority figure that's maybe not in the best of leadership abilities. You could be feeling kind of weak. Normally, he would make very calculated, wise decisions. So maybe you're not making the best decisions for yourself. And so this is something that you need to really kind of check in and figure out what it is you need to do to try and change those things for the better. So he's the divine masculine. You could definitely be not feeling yourself lately. You could also be going through your dark night of the soul, your spiritual awakening. Ascension has been very painful the last couple of months for the collective. And I myself have been experiencing a lot of ascension symptoms and things are changing. And so when we're trying to raise our vibration, it can be hard. We can experience a lot of physical symptoms, headaches, body aches, feeling like we have the flu, tired more than usual, irritability, a whole slew of things. So if you're currently experiencing some things like that, we need to take some time out to rest. That we don't always have to be go, 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 that sometimes we can take a break and we can rest. There's also the chance for you to move into greener pastures. So this is more money coming in. It's a job opportunity. It's taking your resources with you and moving into a more prosperous place. And again, we're still overcoming some sort of heartbreak or pain. And I feel like you really need to learn to trust people and that you need to do it slowly. That you can't just jump in head first, that that's not advised, and that you want to take things slowly. Think of the layers on an onion. There's lots of them. So slowly but surely peel back a layer and get to know somebody before you jump in head first, and take your time. That way you can figure out if there's red flags, you can figure out if they're right for you, if they're not right for you. If they're a giant walking red flag, we want to be cautious. Okay, let's see what we have for our spiritual stuff coming through for the next 2 months. What kind of signs or symbols or synchronicities you might be seeing. We have a ghost. So this is definitely something where we're facing our fear, the fear of the unknown. You could quite literally be ghost hunting or having some sort of spiritual activity around you. Know that you are protected. The angel wings signify that we are always being encouraged, loved, and to have that pure love coming forward, but that those are a symbol of protection. You could also be seeing feathers from angels. So if you find a feather in a random place where it doesn't make sense for there to be one there, that is also a symbol that your angels are with you. We're looking for some sort of stability with the anchor. So I almost feel like you need to anchor in place for a little while. Keep hope alive that you are safe. There's some sort of resilience, stability, confidence is definitely needed, and that you have some sort of strength to try these new adventures. Let's get one more of these. Earth. So you might need to ground, meditate, things like that could be really important over the next 2 months. There's some sort of creativity. You might need to connect with Mother Earth, nourishment of your body, your physical body, your spiritual body, mentally, and that you could also be connecting with an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn. All right, let's see what we have for your shadow work. What do we need to know? Wow. All right. So we have the Ace of Cups, and this is normally a new beginning, but I feel like you're hesitating to take a leap of faith, and especially because we have Aries energy with the Emperor and he's in reverse. So I feel like there's somebody that you have your eye on, but for whatever reason you're hesitating to go forward. That things are very stuck and stagnant. There hasn't really been any movement forward. There could have also been an ending, or there needs to be something that ends. And I feel like the reason something needs to end is because whatever you're currently dealing with isn't working. And so because it isn't working, we have to close that chapter before we're able to take a step in a new direction. And that this is some very heavy burden that for whatever reason we have chosen not to let go of, or that it hasn't come to completion yet. And so that's kind of holding up where you truly want to be, especially where love is related. What else do we need to know for our shadow work? There's one. All right. So the biggest thing is that you need to start sticking up for yourself, your needs, your wants, and what it is that you really value. So if you are thinking of kind of throwing in the towel or giving up on something, you can't do that, especially if it's something that you really want. Nine of Coins. I feel like the stagnation is going to prove necessary where your finances are concerned. I also think money is an obstacle for you at the current time, but I also think that it's going to greatly improve and that you won't have to wait much longer, that you've waited quite a long time for these things to start to align and to change. And because you've had to wait, you've had to juggle. So this is also telling us that the juggling will end. The juggling will come to an end. You'll find some sort of balance, and that it's very important that whatever you're juggling, you have to choose something to release and come to an end to go forward. And then it feels like you find your happiness, that you're really starting to find something that after you let go of this heavy burden, that you really do find either your soulmate, could be somebody that you get married to or that you have a strong commitment with, and that you kind of have to let go of this internal conflict or the struggle that you're currently dealing with, and that you really need to focus on just kind of going with the flow and being in flow state. That you still need to go towards your goals, but that you can't control everything, and that if you try and control everything, that's what's really creating a lot of conflict for you. So it's really important that we find some balance. And I think that you need balance in quite a few areas of your life, if I'm being quite frank with you, that this is something you need to stick up for what it is you want, that you can't always let other people have the final say, that sometimes you need to make a decision on what it is you want, and that you've been very stuck in stagnant energy for a long time simply because there are obstacles. There's financial issues that are an obstacle. You're juggling responsibilities. You're also trying to take control of certain situations, and that might not be the best situation for you to control. So the biggest thing that I see with your shadow work is that we really need to be in a flow state, but sticking up for what it is that we want, and to make a decision and to stop juggling. Let go of the heavy burdens and walk towards your happiness. I do feel like there could be a very emotionally fulfilling connection in your life coming in the next few months, but I also think that in order for that to be open, you have to face your fears and you have to get into a more flow state. All right, so let's see what kind of timing that we have for all of this. 111, your ideas are manifesting, so stay positive and raise your vibration. You may need to meditate. Grounding is also important. And stagnation, there's lots of it. There's definitely a lot of waiting. So no movement, frustrated, delayed, or at a standstill. But it's not too late if you take action now. So sometimes taking the action is letting go of control. Sometimes we actually have to act on some things or stick up for ourselves or make some changes within ourselves in order for things to actually transform. But your indecision is blocking it. So it's time to decide what it is that you want so that it can come to you. What else do we have? It is closer than you think. So keep hope alive that it's possible. Stop asking. You already know the answers, and it's time to trust yourself. So I do feel like even though you're frustrated and that there hasn't been a lot of movement, that your own indecision is actually blocking what you want to come in. It could take all the way up till winter, December, January, or February for some of these things to align for you, but you need a break. So make rest a priority because burnout is very real. What else do we need to know? All right, could also happen under a new moon cycle, so that's new energy coming in. You think it's impossible. You really do need to shift your perspective and realize that you can have what you want, and within hours, things start to change for you. 3 weeks from now, you're going to have a new perspective on your situation. So between 3 weeks from whenever you see this video, all the way up until December, January, or February for all of these things to change. We are reading for the next 2 months, so July into the end of August, but I do think that it could take quite a while for some of these things to align for you, and it could happen all the way as late as December, January, or February. That's what I have for the next 2 months for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I hope it helps. We'll see you soon.